this video, I'll be showing you how to analyze the relationships of the variables using three tests of correlation, namely Pearson correlation, Spearman's rho, and chi-square test for association. So what are these three for, and when will we use them? Okay, as for the Pearson correlation, it is a test statistics that measures the statistical relationship or association between two continuous variables. You can only use this when the data gathered is normally distributed. For the Spearman's rho, it is the non-parametric version of Pearson correlation, where it is used to measure the strength and direction of association of the variables that are either ordinal, interval, or ratio. You can only use this when the data gathered is not normally distributed. For the chi-square test, the chi-square test for independence, also called Pearson's chi-square test or the chi-square test of association, is used to discover if there is a relationship between two categorical variables. Now I have opened my sample data sheet in SPSS. As you can see, I already grouped the variables according to the three tests that will be used. This is for the Pearson correlation. These two variables are measured as scale, and this one's for the Spearman's rho. H2 is scale data, and ordinal level of awareness is ordinal data. And lastly, this group is for the chi-square test. Gender and smoking status are nominal data. Just so you know, I did this for convenience, but I will still explain how and why. Okay, let's start. In order to know what test of relationship to use, we must first identify if the data is normally distributed. To check it, go to Analyze. Click on Descriptive Statistics and click on Explore. Select Income and Ordinal Level of Awareness. Select Plots. Check histogram and normality plots with tests. Then click OK. And these are the results. We'll focus on this box. Inside this box, you can see the Kolmogorov, Smirnov, and Shapiro-Wilk. For the data to be normal, the significance level should be greater than 0.05. Let's look at the significance level of each of the variables. For the income variable, since the significance level is greater than 0.05, we conclude that the data is normally distributed. Therefore, Pearson correlation will be used for this variable and age. However, the significance level of ordinal level of awareness is computed to less than 0.05, so we conclude that the data is not normally distributed. Therefore, Spearman's rho will be used. Let's go back to the data view. We don't have to check for the normality test for gender and smoking issues, since they are categorical data. Next, we'll proceed to the application of the last one. Go to Analyze, go to Correlate, and then Bivariate. Select Age and Income and click the arrow. The next thing is check the Pearson box, then click on OK. So we can now see the results of the test. Let's zoom in for a better view. In this table, you can see the Pearson correlation, significance level, and N. The Pearson correlation describes the strength of the relationship of the variables. In this case, it shows a strong positive correlation. Next, in order to know if there's a significant relationship, let's look at the significance level and check if it falls below or above 0.05. For this one, the significance level is below 0.05. This means that we will reject the null hypotheses and conclude that there is a significant relationship between the two variables. Next, we will perform the Spearman's rho. To do it, click on Analyze, go to Correlate, and then Bivariate, select H2 and Ordinal Level of Awareness. Check the Spearman box, then click on OK. So we can now see the two results of the test. Let's take a closer look. So as you can see, it's just like the Pearson correlation. However, instead of Pearson correlation in Spearman's rho, it is called correlation coefficient. It describes the strength of the relationship of the variables. In this case, it shows a negligible positive correlation. Next, in order to know if there's a significant relationship, look at the significance level and check if it falls below or above 0.05. Since the significance level is below 0.05, this means that we will reject the null hypotheses and conclude that there's a significant relationship between the two variables. For the final test of relationship, we'll do the chi-square test. To do it, go to Analyze, go to Descriptive Statistics, and then click Crosstabs. Then put your first variable to rows and your second variable to columns. After, click Statistics, check chi-square and phi and Kramer's v. And then click on continue. You can now find the results from the chi-square test. You can find the results here in these two boxes. So now if there's a significant association, look at the significance level in the chi-square table and the table of symmetric measures. If the calculated p-value is less than 0.05, then the null hypotheses will be rejected. For this analysis, the significance level is 0.006, which is lesser than 0.05. Therefore, we reject the null hypotheses and conclude that there is a significant association between the two variables. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching this tutorial.